Hey everybody, how's it going? Her name's Mayuko, and this is another Minecraft tutorial.
Hey everybody, how's it going? My name's Mayuko and welcome back to my channel. So today I have such a special guest on my channel. This is my husband, Scott.
Hi.
A lot of y'all thought that he was actually like my Uber driver in the day in the life video, but in fact, no, he's my husband. So I went on my Instagram and asked you all to ask us questions about our relationship. So because this is the first time that I'm like really formally introducing you on the channel, I thought we'd just answer a lot of the questions that you asked us about who we are, how we met, if we're gonna have kids in the future, what our career balance is like, all of that kind of stuff. There'll be timestamps in the description box down below, so if you want to skip to any of them, you can check them out down below. Do you want to do like a quick introduction about who you are and what you're about?
No.
Mysterious man answers random questions about my relationship with my husband. So let's dive into the very first question. How did you two meet?
Well,
I think Mayuko just came up to me one day and was like, hey, I'm sad and lonely. I need a friend.
Maybe that's what you thought happened.
no, actually, I don't really remember.
We met in college. Yeah,
Okay.
so number one, we met in college. We both went to UCSD. You're 2 years older than me, and I joined the same like engineering club that he was in. And so the day that I joined, I met him and like literally the whole rest of the club. So I was in my second year of college. I think you were in your last year.
Yeah, and then I don't think we really like talked or hung out until much later.
Yeah, we were friends for like a whole year before we started dating. We would eat dinner and hang out with like the whole
group of people.
Yeah, the group of people, but we didn't really do like a lot of one-on-one until the year later. Next, what attracted you to each other? What attracted you to me, Scott?
I like to say her charm and wit, but that's just not true.
Because the truth is, I am a shining bright star that brought nothing but joy.
So much joy.
So much joy. I don't know what attracted you. I thought you were really cute. I was just like, okay, he's like my type and he's really cute, and I mean that was like my first impression of you. And then after that, I feel like I just thought you were really funny. I remember that. Because I really like people who can make me laugh, and I thought you were hilarious. And then also I knew you were smart because you were a much better student than me in college.
Okay. Tell me more. What else is great
Yeah,
about me?
That's it. That's all that's good about Scott. Okay, your turn. What made me attractive to you?
A lot of the silliness. I mean, you made me laugh, but
Not in the same way.
not in the same way.
I was laughing with you, but you were laughing at me.
A lot of phrases Mayuko used to get wrong.
Like-
She still does. Instead of vicious cycle,
Oh.
she would say rigorous cycle. Just little things like that.
Okay, how did you guys decide to get married? So we were together for 6 years before we got married, and I think you proposed to me at 5 years or something like that. No, 4 years? 4 or 5 years, something like that. How did we decide to get married though? I mean, I feel like ever since we started dating, I feel like you were kind of like, I'm in this for the long haul, Mayuko. In Japanese, there's a phrase called like kekkon no zentei de tsukiai suru, which means like date with the presumption that you want to get married to each other.
Yeah, I went up to Mayuko and I was like, I would like to date you with the intention of marriage. And so that's how it started. No, that's not actually how it started.
No. I remember we had our very first fight when we were dating. And every other like relationship I had, we had one fight and it was over because, it was like a lot of like young high school relationship kind of stuff. Like I wasn't emotionally mature or like figured out how to deal with conflict with people very well. I've gotten better. Thanks to this guy. But I remember we had our first fight and then I was like, does this mean we're gonna break up now? And you were like, no.
Oh yeah, I just remember being like, what are you talking? What is wrong with you?
And then I was just like, oh, he really loves me. I think like a lot of these lessons and stuff of becoming like emotionally mature was through our relationship. And so I think like for me, I was like, yeah, I want to get married to him pretty early on.
There was a point where I was like, oh, I can actually marry this girl. It was like when I realized, I guess, when you could grow with me or like just grow, period, as a human.
Scott was like, this is a very good investment because she's gonna keep growing. I think when dating somebody for a long term, they also start becoming like your best friend. And I think like seeing that you had made sacrifices to like be with me and you were really committed with me in this relationship and you like supported me through like my work and like letting me do what I wanted to do, but still being like a really supportive partner and all of that. But when we've kind of allowed each other to like live the life that we want, but together. Which sometimes I'm kind of like, in dating with like personal relationships, it's unfortunate when two people are good for each other, but they want different things. And I think we got really lucky in that we are good for each other and we wanted like things that wouldn't make us be apart, I guess.
Yeah.
Like we could support each other through all of that.
Yeah. So to answer the question, I don't think there was like a specific moment or like, you know, realization. But it was like a lot of little things that came together.
Yeah. How do you maintain a healthy relationship for so many years?
I think we kind of talked about this. Like
Yeah.
The communication.
I think it's communication.
Learning how to communicate is one thing. Like I think a lot of people say like, oh, just communicate.
do it.
But like everybody communicates differently, and you change too, right? So it's like how I want to be talked to or with is different now than it was when we were early 20s.
Yeah, I think that's the big thing too, because it's not like you get good at communication and then you're like, check, all done, never have to like learn it again. But like the thing that helped us, especially because we've been through so many life changes of like leaving college, getting first jobs, moving, figuring out what we really want kind of stuff, we always have to be adjusting our communication style because what we need in those moments are different from previous times. So I think we calibrate like really often.
Yeah.
We also both do our own individual work to figure out like what we want. We're not just like lashing at each other, and we can have like well-formed conversations as much as possible.
Yeah, and just like a lot of it I think is communicating expectations.
Yeah, that's also true.
Not just expectations, but like
What you
how
need,
what you need to
how
get
they
there.
can support you.
Yeah.
Like being more explicit about what we need from each other.
Mayuko needs like set rules. Like she needs a check. She needs like a long if else or like a switch statement that tells her like if this case then do this, if this case then branch out to here, and then maybe sometimes you just need to fork the repo. That's Mayuko's style of
I'm very logical
adjustment.
when it comes to all of that. I do think though that because we're both software engineers, we do like tend to communicate very logically together,
Yeah.
which helps with our communication a lot.
Yeah.
But I think also we've gotten better at like, emotions are also illogical and life is illogical, but how can we make sense of what's going on together? And we have like shared common language with all of that too.
Yeah, because I think we approach problems differently, or like we feel differently about problems or certain things. But at the end of the day, we do have that shared language to like communicate.
Do you have awkward periods of silence during conversation / being around each other?
Yeah, sometimes.
I mean, like,
Not.
been
I mean,
here
it's
for-
not really awkward though.
No, it's not awkward.
It's usually just like, we're just being quiet right now. It's not like I'm thinking of like, what are we gonna say next?
yeah, I think that's like a very like early dating symptom of like, oh, I'm worried about what they're gonna think, so I'm gonna just like keep talking and stuff, and I don't want awkward silences because it's awkward. But these times,
Sometimes silence is nice.
sometimes silence is nice. When we were like early dating, I realized that this was like a for real thing when we started having more awkward silences that were more comfortable. Probably talk to you about it too, where I'm just like, is it okay that we're quiet right now because I feel awkward about it and I feel like you're judging me, or like I don't know if I'm doing something wrong. And what you probably said was like, Mayuko, chill out.
What I probably said was like, huh? What are you talking about?
Yeah, awkward silences are natural.
Yeah.
We sit together a lot.
Yeah,
by
we do
being
sit up.
silent.
Yeah, we do just sit.
I mean, like even when we were like early dating, I would just be like, can I just like be here but like not talk? Because I think you would be like studying or playing games or something. I'm just like, I just want to be near you.
No, that was yesterday.
I still do that. So in the middle of this video, we wanted to take a moment to thank the sponsor of this video, Bellroy. So we both have Bellroy goods. We have talked about Bellroy in previous videos. I have the Bellroy Sling Mini, and you have
The wallet.
the hide and seek wallet. These were gifted to us by Bellroy, and we've been using them for months now.
Yeah.
We really like them. Do you want to talk about your wallet?
It's a great wallet. It's even got the hide and seek part. You have like the money pouch, right? And then you have a hidden money pouch inside. I don't know if you guys can see that. There's like a little thing in the middle.
And then my Sling Mini literally is like my daily driver. In the front, I put like my wallet and my keys because it's pretty slim in here. And then in the back, I put things like a mask, hand sanitizer, like chapstick, eye drops, sometimes a vlog camera. It can't expand more, but I usually have it this way. My favorite feature of this is that it unclips right here using magnet. So it's very easy. So Outtro is a certified B Corp that started in Australia in 2010. They used to really start with like the wallets, and so that's probably what you know them for, but they make a lot more products now. So if you're interested in checking out Outtro products and maybe you want to pick up a Sling Mini yourself or a hide and seek wallet, then make sure to check the link in the description box down below for 10% off your purchase. Thank you so much to Outtro for sponsoring today's video and supplying us with their carries. Next, your favorite and least favorite thing about mayuko.
I think my favorite thing is definitely your drive, your passion.
Oh.
It also helps me be motivated in my daily routine or in like my life. The least favorite thing would probably be
Say it. Spit it out, Scott.
the cleanliness.
Oh, that's fair. I'm not like so messy.
It's not like she's like piling things up everywhere, but usually leaves things slightly messier than she found them.
Yeah, not like completely, but like
yeah,
slightly.
I think that might be the worst part. It's not like she half tried and then halfway through she was just like, screw it. The best example would be like when she's washing dishes. Like half the time I find a dish with just like a splotch of food still on it in the cupboards. I'm like, how did this happen?
Next, how does Scott support you when it comes to your anxiety? Ooh, that's a good question. I think it is really hard to support somebody who's going through it mentally, whether they have anxiety or depression or something else, because that person doesn't know what's going on in your brain. And so part of it is like you kind of have to do the work to like explain as best as you can. And if you can't, then the best thing that you can do is to like think about what you really need and tell them that directly. So saying things like, is it okay if we like go out and eat today instead of cook? Or like, I want to go to sleep early tonight, is that okay? Or like, can you just like sit with me and hold my hand for like 5 minutes? Or like
I need space and just like let me wallow.
Yeah. If I just need to like feel bad, and like I know that makes you worry, but then I'll just be like, I'll be okay, I just need to do this. And so like if you just like let me be, I'll just be like, just let me sit for like 5 minutes and I'll be better. And of course letting him know later, I'll be like, yes, I feel better now, so that he knows that I'm not just feeling bad.
Yeah, sometimes she forgets that part, which is really concerning.
Yeah.
But eventually I figure it out.
When you guys are mad at each other, do you prefer to not talk for a bit or hash it out?
I think that depends on
Yeah.
the situation. We can both be in a bad spot or like bad mental place to not really be able to communicate to each other, and so in those cases like leave each other alone for a little bit and then come back and talk about it. Like for a long time we were able to hash things out usually by the end of the day.
Yeah, usually.
I mean, most problems we are able to do that. I think it's only happened like once or twice where it boiled over, like.
Which is fine. Like I think it helps to sleep on it sometimes, or helps to just like let your emotions calm down.
Yeah, just calm down a little bit.
Yeah, because I think when we have talked while being very emotionally charged, we end up just like lashing at each other, and then we dig ourselves into a deeper hole because not only do we have to fix the original problem, but now we've added to the problem. And so I think like. Yeah, we definitely like let each other cool down, and if it does take a night to do so, then it will.
Yeah, and then if it's like one-sided, where one person is upset about something, and the other person is just completely like, what are we doing? Then it's usually like that person's the one kind of figuring out how to navigate it, like calm the situation down or figuring out when the right time to talk is.
I think it's because of the way that we like resolve problems is like software engineer style.
We have an agile board.
At the end of the day, like when we do fight and we are trying to resolve it, we're trying to figure out like what was the problem to begin with and what can we do to like help each other too. And I think it helps that we both want to not fight. You guys both have demanding schedules. How do you manage to find the time for each other? together.
We live together. When you were commuting, it was a little harder. But I mean, we always kind of set aside like dinner time.
We eat dinner together.
And we walk the dogs together. Because
we're at least like talking to each other about our day or what's on our mind for at least 15-20 minutes. Dog walks, dinner, and then like the 30 minutes to an hour before bed.
Yeah.
I want to say.
Yeah.
Where's next gen little Mayuko and Scott? Who knows? Who knows where they are? We would like to have a family.
Yeah, eventually.
Next. Your partner took a leap towards a non-traditional career that would make many traditionalists nervous. What was your thought and emotional process throughout the transition, and even at present, especially during those periods when she'd have her mental or creative blocks?
I'm pretty non-traditional. I mean,
Scott is the biggest hipster.
I don't think of careers only being like, be a software engineer, you have to be a doctor, you have to be a lawyer to be successful in life.
I think we're also pretty risk tolerant, or we build that into our lives.
Yeah.
Because I think we're both kind of like, we both want to live our life to the best that we can. And so we're going to build in quite a bit of flexibility to be able to do non-traditional things. What about the emotional process? Like, weren't you worried about me?
I knew where all of your roadblocks would be, I guess, right? Like, we've talked about that, where it's like, given how you were working, like your working pattern, like this would be unsustainable, this would probably fizzle out, you're not having fun doing this, but you just keep doing this. I don't know why, what's wrong with you? I'm usually there as like creative director almost.
Yeah.
For the most part. I'm like pretty involved already, even though I don't really show up in videos or anything like that. So it's not like I had to do any extra mental or emotional work. When you transitioned, it was kind of just more of the same.
Speaking of creative endeavors and stuff, Scott is going to start doing these cooking streams on his Twitch channel. And then we're also going to clip those into video YouTube content. So we're probably going to start a family channel at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So first live stream is going to happen during winter break sometime next week. And so we'll leave details to the stream, where you can find it, all in the description box down below. So come hang out, support my hubby and his new creative endeavor. And I will definitely be there as well. Next, is Scott Japanese too? Is Scott Chinese? What are you, Scotty?
I am Taiwanese.
Yes. Okay, the next question is in Japanese. 国際結婚どう思いますか？アメリカ人彼氏のこと大好きで、ですが不安です。Basically, the question is...
ごまめで。
The question basically asks, what do you think about international marriages? And from a Japanese perspective, basically, how do you feel about marrying a non-Japanese person? And this person really loves their American boyfriend, but they're very worried, is the thing. So I'm going to respond in Japanese with some English subtitles at the bottom, so y'all can follow along.
It'll be like I'm writing them. Ready?
まあ私的にはなんか国際結婚っていうよりも、私アメリカ人で彼もアメリカ人なので、そういうなんか国際感があまりなくて、でなんかやっぱりアジア人としてすごい共通点がいっぱいあるから、なんかそんなにめっちゃ不自然じゃなかったっていうか、なんだろう、日本人と結婚するかなとずっと思ってたんですけど、なんか自分の日本人らしさを生かしても全然サポートしてくれるし、なんか日本食とかも全然食べるし、日本のテレビとかも一緒に見てくれるので、なんか全然自分の日本人らしさを押しつぶさなくてよかったから、なんだろう、なんか自分の全部を受け止めてくれたっていうか、ね、まあでももちろん国際結婚ってなんかすごく複雑なとこもあると思うんですが、私たちはこういう感じです。Good job translating, Scott.
Well, I wrote it in Japanese.
Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I hope you liked it. Thank you all so much for your questions. So make sure to follow me on Instagram if you haven't done so already. I'm almost at 500k subscribers, Scott, so tell them to subscribe.
Subscribe.
Make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you'd like to see more Scott in my videos. I'll leave links to his Twitch stream as well as his social media things down below if you just want to stalk him, I guess, because I know that's what you're going to do. And we'll see you next time.
It's a lot of fun.
Bye! We did it.
We did.
We did it.
Nope.